mic drop. Mic drop. The mic drop.
That man is a product of a poor environment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I can prove it.
Of course there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro.
The mic drop.
Good evening, America, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Michael McDonald. And like any other American, I believe in American values. Traditional values, like freedom of speech, free market, Jesus. And one thing I know is that these gas prices right now are outside of the will of God. So I'm urging all of you, from America's heartland to our urban economic centers, get these out of office. We have our own resources, and if this is what it takes to prevent this from happening, I'm with it. I'm Michael McDonald, and I approve this message.
The mic drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Big Mike Drop. I am your host, Big Mike. And we're going to clap it up, man. We're going to clap it up. It's been a week, man. I've been off for a week. And I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. That guy in the building was popping. Let's get it started. Carmen, why don't you go on call in? If you want to, man. You go on call in. I'm going to go and set the show off right. Ronnie's not going to be with us tonight. So, y'all got your host with the most, Big Mike. I'm in the building. And, we're going to chop it up tonight, man. We got some serious things we need to talk about tonight. I call this episode The Fate of the Union Address. The Fate of the Union Address. We're in trouble, y'all. And if you haven't recognized what's going on already, then I suggest you take heed to what's happening around your surroundings. It's not all about the, stars and what they got going on. I know Yeezy, he out here doing his thing, acting the fool, but look, we got more important, bigger issues to discuss than Ye and Kim Kardashian. Happy belated birthday, thank you. For those who don't know, my birthday was on Tuesday. I am 44 years old, and I'm glad to say that I call this year 44 caliber. We going hard this year. You know what I'm saying? So, brother getting a little gray in his beard. I'm starting to step into myself. And, thanks for all the love. So many people called me. So many people emailed, text, Facebook messages, man. I really appreciate all the love. And happy birthday to those whose birthday is today. Shout out to you. So tonight, like I said, we're going to talk about the State of the Union. We're going to talk about what's going on in the country, in the world at large. You know, there's the elephant in the room, which is the Ukraine. And we're going to talk about it tonight, man. We're going to talk about all of it. We're going to get into it. I'm going to switch my internets over, but I want to ask a question. And y'all will understand why I'm asking this question in a little bit. But if you want to call in, here's the question of the night. Did you get a PPP loan and now you're afraid? Did you get a PPP loan and now are you afraid? We want to know. Give us a call. 515-605-9708. 515-605-9708. Give us a call and let us know your opinion on the issues and what's going on. So I got notes tonight. And I don't really even know where to start. I watched the State of the Union address, and unlike a lot of people just said they skipped it, but I think it was so much valuable information within the State of the Union address that if you skipped it, go back and watch it again. Also, don't forget to hit like on this video. We need to share the video. But go back and watch the State of the Union address. You need to listen, not only to what's said, but listen intently to what's not being said. And I'll give you a hint. It's Joe Biden. Nothing was said about black people. Not one thing. If I'm wrong, please call in and let me know. And hope you don't get roasted. But I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Like, as soon as we can clip the feathers of this presidency and this administration, the better. And we got that coming up at midterms. Of course, y'all know politics is my forte. And I'm almost to the point now I'm ready to protest vote. Do you realize gas is $6 a gallon in places, $7 a gallon in places right now? And I run diesel. I fill up on diesel. And this morning I paid $5.39 for fuel to do my job. So take that into consideration. Think about that. Give us a call, 515-605-9708. We're talking about Joe Biden's State of the Union address. And we're going to get into this Ukraine and Russia business as well. I haven't been talking about it. I took last week off. To be honest, I was just kind of tired. I mean, we kept our foot in Nia Bradley so long. She got out of jail. I ain't even covered. So, she got away on this one. We might catch you next time. We might not. We might just be talking about what verdicts are and everything like that on that. I try not to beat a dead horse, if you understand what I'm saying. Hold on one second. I get some chapstick. You know, when you're talking and your mouth ain't quite feeling right, you need some chapstick. If Amber Alert's listening, can you bring me some chapstick? I think I got now. I got some lotion over here. I usually have all of my personal hygiene products right here. So anyway, your boy is 44 years old. And like I said, this year's the year. This year's the year to get this message out here. I know we clown a lot. I know we talk a lot of shit on this show. But I really do have the people's best interest at heart. All we want to do is start the conversation. So if anything offends you and whatnot, then look at that. Boom. 2 different types. I think I'm going to go with the Carmex. Yeah. Let's break the monotony. Break the ice a little bit. All right, we're talking about Joe Biden's State of the Union address tonight. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I heard in the State of the Union address. I already talked about the thing I didn't hear, and that was anything about black people. But some of the things that I did hear. $350 million for the police. $350 million more dollars for the police. And when he said that the answer isn't to defund the police, it's to refund the police. Didn't quite know how to feel about that. Not saying I should have, felt good or bad. What I'm saying is I didn't know how to express what I was really feeling. It was some form of anger, some form of sadness, even a form of betrayal in a sense. But I started realizing Joe Biden is catering and caping to the right so he can survive politically. See, we were supposed to be Kamala Harris's issue. So anything that's not happening for black people is kind of her fault. Does that make sense? He brought her in here to take care of black people in his mind, however sick and twisted that is. But he literally sat there with a straight face and said, the answer is not to defund the police. The answer is to refund the police. $350 million for police. So once again, black people and people out here in general who just have problems with the police sometimes, from time to time, like getting your ass beat or getting your head split, getting shot, whatever, maimed. Your tax dollars are once going. More tax dollars are going into funding the police. The militaristic police. They have more arms than the Ukrainian army right now. Good shit. Right? That's why I was saying that people that didn't watch it, I know why people didn't watch it. And I know the age demographic of people that didn't watch it and why they didn't watch it, because they did not want to hear the betrayal. So therefore you have some kind of plausible deniability when you go back and vote for this motherfucker. Excuse my French. I like refund the police as in turn them in for one. Man, look. Shout out to Caught Out in the building. This is serious shit, man. This is I mean, that was like in the car business, we had things called the left-handed turn down. It's like where somebody really doesn't say no to you, but they say no to you. You know the answer is no. The qualifiers are too high. The goalpost has been moved on you. So now is not time to sleep. Now is not time to sleep at all. And it's not time to be woke either, because that term woke, that shit is played. That shit is worn out. It's been hijacked once again. Perhaps the next thing we come up with shouldn't be a social media thing, perhaps, because it gets infiltrated every time. But let me look at these, man. Check these out. Give us a call. Did you get a PPP loan and now you're afraid? Give us a call and answer the question. If you didn't get a PPP loan and you got something to talk about, give us a call, 515-605-9708. The fate of the union address. So what's the best thing I could start with? I guess we could start with snowfall. I think we should start with snowfall. The new season of Snowfall has come out, and the dude Damian Idris, I believe his name, that plays Franklin, or we know as a rendition of Rick Ross. He's actually a British cat, and based off my understanding, he's taken over the show. So now he produces the show. So now it's going to a couple of different places. The first episode I didn't really like, but I gave it a chance, and now I'm starting to get into it. But what we have to take from this show, I think it's really important to listen to the actress that plays in the show, and she plays his aunt. What's her name? Frankie. If I'm not mistaken, I think her name is Frankie. But I'm gonna let y'all check out what Angela Lewis had to say about the show, and I like the framework she put it in. I'm gonna let y'all check that out. Miss Amber says the last straw for me was Joe suggesting that we should no longer do telework. Oh, heck no. Good point. last weekend when gas just started shooting up, and literally, I'll say this: Monday when I filled up, I was paying $4.59 a gallon. When I first started, it was at $3.29, $3.39 in places. About an average of $3.45 per gallon. But this past Monday, I filled up, and it was $4.59. And when I tell you, I skidded across like 3 lanes of traffic when I saw that shit because it was like $4.89, $4.99 in some places up here in the Atlanta metro area. So go to fill up this morning. Like I told you, $5.39. Gas has gone up 90 cents a gallon. Diesel has gone up 90 cents a gallon in less than 7 days. But Joe Biden then comes out and says that they suggest or they want companies to end remote working. They want people to start getting back on the roads with $4 gas. That makes about as much sense as putting screen doors on a damn submarine. It really does. But this is the type of mental illness that's coming out of this administration. And like I said, before anybody gets started, I'll be the first to say I voted for it. I voted for it. So I have every reason and right to be incensed because this isn't what I expected, wasn't what I was told, even though other sources were saying different things. Free mind, correct? But I voted for it. But in a situation, being a man, when you do something wrong, you just take that shit, you eat that shit. So I'll eat Joe Biden. But I will express my disappointment and my disagreement and my recent ideological switch due to this bullshit. But back to this snowfall thing, I think it's interesting because we seem to be kind of caught up in and hung up on entertainment, and we kind of spend a lot of time in the fantasy world, and a lot of stuff is coming out all the time, constantly. I don't watch much TV. This is something I watch, which is why I found it interesting. So let me share this screen. Give me 1 second. And this is courtesy of the Jasmine brand, and this is fair use. I'm gonna use this fair use. All right, let's go back. Hold on. It's funny everything isn't in the same place when you try to start some shit, right? But let's check it out.
I hope that I was going to say in spite of, but I don't know that I wanted to say in spite of, with all of the excitement of the violence and the strategy of that comes with living a gangster life and building one's empire. Like, that's all super exciting. But I hope that people can hold on to the reason we're telling this story in the first place, which is the understanding that the government intentionally sold drugs, had a hand in selling drugs to our communities in order to pay for weapons and in order to fund an illegal war against other people of color. That is the takeaway. Remember what has happened so that it doesn't happen again. Let's not be fooled about what happened. Let's not let people, others, outsiders, our government, the powers that be, the people that are standing in front of you, talking on your TV, talking heads, let's not let them fool us into believing that we destroy ourselves without them having a hand
assistance.
Yeah.
Shout out to that sister, man. I really appreciate her saying that. And it makes me feel better about watching the show because that's something that's, you know, that's been in my mind the whole time. Let's see, we got 402 on the line. Let's see. Dang. Yo, you're on a big mic drop. Is this that guy?
It is.
We got that guy in the building. What's good, man? Uh-oh. Oh,
Man,
hold on. Oh, whoa, hold on. You got a lot of static going on.
oh Lord.
Yeah. You sound like you're trying to contact us from the other side and shit.
Do that sound even left?
Hey, nah, hang up and call me back. Hang up and call me right back.
All
right,
sir.
All right. Yeah, we had that guy in the building. Hopefully he'll be back, man. He always has some good, you know, good information to share. But I really appreciate that sister for framing that like that when she talked about that, because that just gave the show a different framework for me. And I think it should give the framework, you know, for other people. Maybe y'all should really listen to it and view it through those lenses. I see a lot of justification, a lot of glorifying of this lifestyle, but we already know, and we've known for the last 30 years how destructive it is. We're kind of getting an insight to, you know, it's not all true, of course. You know, there's Hollywood embellishment and all these things that are, you know, put on it in order for it to, you know, be attractive, because it's just really not anything attractive about anybody's life. It doesn't really matter what you do without some embellishment, right? Cardout says, funny thing is that it's pretty much common knowledge. It's just not a shock. We're desensitized to it all. Yeah, absolutely. And at this stage in the game, it's like, what are we going to do about it? That's my real question. Is we know all of this. We have all of this information. We have access to all of this information. But what are we really going to do about it? That's the you know, $64,000 question. What are we going to do about it? Corman, go on, call back, man. I'm going to go and get your opinion on this. But I just, like I said, I really appreciate that sister for, you know, framing that show in that framework. I just had to, you know, put that in and interject that before we got into the main meat of what we have going on. It's all type of crazy stories going on. But let's just talk about your boy first and foremost. Let's talk about this guy here, Jim Crow Joe Biden. I want you to hear his most recent racist remarks. And I'm going to share the screen as well. All right, here's Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe. Uh-oh.
Congressmen you have here, two of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you. The three congressmen you have here, two of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you. The three congressmen you have here, two of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you.
Do you hear this guy? I'm gonna be honest, man. It has to be sad. And it should be classified as a mental illness to be this ignorant. I mean, he's just willfully ignorant. This is supposed to be an educated person. But just to say things and have things like that come out their mouth. And a lot of times, man, it's your friends' granddaddies who act just like this. Maybe some daddies. Maybe some daddies. Yeah. This guy's too much, man. So anyway, he brought up one thing. He brought up the PPP loan. After the police, that was another thing that kind of struck me in the State of the Union address. And I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but you know, this is just a stream of consciousness show right now tonight, for real, really. The PPP loan fraud task force. So he's going to take it upon himself to start a task force for some shit he didn't even start or do. Matter of fact, he ended it. He hurried up and ended that money when he got in. Trump had the money flowing, which is why millions of people are quitting their jobs. I think they said 4.3 million quit in January alone. People are quitting their jobs because people made moves with their money. When you started getting those extra injections, people started starting businesses and doing things to build their own economy. And they don't know how to handle it. That's why he's ready. That's why he's not doing anything about the gas prices. You have to get some of the money out of the system. Whenever you have too much money in the system, the money inflates. So in order to deflate it, you have to take money out of the system by means of high prices. So don't look for him to do anything because he's bound by this, this environmental thing. And somebody posted something. Let me find this. Somebody posted something about Trump, and this is by no means a Trump endorsement, but it's just interesting. Let me find this. I will keep this one up because we're going to talk about that later. That's not the one I want right now. Okay. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. But it was basically Trump talking about Biden and talking about Biden's policies on energy and electric vehicles and things like this. And, this dude has literally said that he wants to destroy the coal industry. He wants to destroy the fossil fuel industry. He wants to destroy the fossil fuel industry. And what way to destroy it than to let the prices go sky high, skyrocket, and you not do shit about it. But why is he not doing anything about it? The Hill, Kim Iverson on the Hill had a real interesting standpoint and real take on this. And I want to put it on. It's a little long-winded, but in order to frame why all of this is happening, part of the reason is because we're still buying Russian oil. So that's why these prices are inflating like they are. But Kim Iverson had something really interesting to say on it, a real interesting take. And this is Kim Iverson from the Hill. Like I said, I know it's a right-leaning conservative paper, but let's listen to one side and let's,
Kim, what's on your radar?
Let's see. Let's see. Perhaps it may make sense. It may make things make a little more sense than what CNN is doing, right? But I'm going to go on and put this on. I'm going to use this for fair use. I hope I do not catch a copyright strike. But, sometimes it happens. That's the price of getting information to people. So this is Kim Iverson rising. And let me get my thing popping. Here. It's fair use. Let's go.
Talk a little bit about this new world order, sort of, that you actually, Ryan, talked about a little bit yesterday, but there has been a lot of talk in the about the international community coming together against Russia, that Russia miscalculated and perhaps assumed Europe, which is so reliant on their oil and natural gas, that they wouldn't be reacting the way that they are. And now we're seeing Germany, France, and even Switzerland, big bad Switzerland, coming out against Russia and backing various economic measures. But the international community is much larger than the US and Europe. On Friday, the UN Security Council held a vote to condemn Russia. 3 countries abstained: China, India, and the United Arab Emirates. Other countries have also hesitated or refused to condemn or punish Russia. And I want to go over some of these countries. So let's start with China. Now, in early February, China and Russia issued a written pact railing against NATO expansion and calling for a new multipolar world order, stating in this In this document, friendship between the two states has no limits. There are no forbidden areas of cooperation. Xi also said that their joint strategy would have a far-reaching influence on China, Russia, and the world. The statement went on to say that Russia and China stand against attempts by external forces to undermine security and stability in their common adjacent regions, intend to counter interference by outside forces in the international affairs of sovereign countries under any pretext, oppose color revolutions, and will increase cooperation. So they've come together, Russia and China. They've said our partnership has no bounds. We're going to be partnering in many, many ways. This is going to have a large impact around the world. Not only is it a security cooperation, but it's also economic. 6 days before Russia invaded Ukraine, Russia announced a years-long deal to sell 100 million tons of coal to China, a contract worth more than $20 billion. They're also going to be building pipelines to begin exporting their natural gas to China. Now, let's move on to India here. Despite being the world's largest democracy, India also abstained from condemning Russia. Russia is India's largest arms supplier. Russia has also backed India on UN Security Council resolutions over disputed Kashmir. India did call for an immediate cessation of violence. Like many of these countries are saying, oh, we don't like the violence, but then they don't condemn Russia. Modi called for efforts to return to diplomacy, saying the difference between Russia and the NATO group can only be resolved through honest and sincere dialogue. So even India, this is not this is one of the world's largest democracies, and they've even abstained from condemning Russia. India and China alone, the two economies are massive, lots of people there. So if Europe and the West were to cut off Russia, they just need to turn south and they would be just fine. Now, the United Arab Emirates is also not taking sides. The Emirates views Russia as a close ally in conflicts such as Syria and Libya, two conflicts the U.S. has been on the opposite side of. And UAE buys weapons from Russia. They do a lot of trade with Russia. And it turns out Dubai is a hotspot for Russian tourism. So the UAE has also abstained from condemning Russia. Saudi Arabia is also not condemning Russia. In fact, they're not on the UN Security Council, so they couldn't vote. But the Crown Prince came out saying that they're committed to the OPEC Plus agreement with Russia. And this is probably the worst of all news for Biden in Europe, because basically Saudi Arabia does not intend to increase oil production in order to drive down prices. And as Ryan mentioned yesterday, this is something that the Biden administration had asked of Saudi Arabia. This was even before the invasion of Ukraine. And Saudi Arabia said, no, we're not going to be pumping out more oil in order to reduce prices. And even after the invasion of Ukraine, knowing that the cost of oil is skyrocketing, Saudi Arabia has still come out saying, nah, we still have our deals with OPEC Plus and we're going to maintain those. So this means as prices skyrocket, Russia makes more money, actually. This allows them to better weather these economic sanctions that they're being hit with, but it also means inflation continues. So why would Saudi Arabia side with Russia? Well, they're sick of being snubbed by the U.S. As Ryan also mentioned in his radar yesterday, Obama wouldn't meet with the Crown Prince. Biden has refused to meet with the Crown Prince. Putin has been openly friendly to the Crown Prince even after Jamal Khashoggi was murdered. We all know that infamous photograph of Putin and the Crown Prince giving each other a high five. So they're friendly with one another, and they have a strong security alliance. They have a strong friendship. And that is something that the United States sort of pushed Saudi Arabia towards Russia by snubbing Saudi Arabia. We also pushed Russia towards China. We might actually live to regret that in a few years when we realize the damage that that's done by turning on Russia and continuing to propagate Russiagate.
All right. Y'all are catching the drift as to why we can't get the fuel prices regulated. It's because of an ideological difference between, Russia and the United States that's existed, since the 1930s. Well, probably, yeah, about 1917, actually, is since it's existed. Chris Calhoun in the building. What's happening, Chris? Man, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Yeah, man. Give us a call, man, if y'all have any thoughts on any of this, man. This situation in Ukraine, they're trying to promote propaganda to you. They're trying to act like Vladimir Putin is somehow losing or whatnot. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Every day you look at the map, it's more red than it was the day before. And I got some friends that are from Ukraine, but I'll say this. Ukraine has some issues. They have some major issues, and they're I don't know if I should really jump 100% behind Ukraine like the left is kind of trying to get you to do. If you watch the State of the Union, a lot of Ukrainian flags in the State of the Union. They even had this black dude with this flag on. Let me find this dude, man. I'm getting ready to put this up on here. It was ridiculous, man. And I know the brother probably just wanted a little shine, man. But this is the type of shit they get us to do. Where's this thing at, man? Here it is. I'm gonna upload this. Give me one moment. I'm gonna upload that. Let y'all check this out. Yeah, let's look at this. And I did it on my phone, so I apologize for the quality. Ronnie Melvin in the building. What's happening? After years of snubbing the deal on deal after deal, this is where we are. Stuck. Yeah, stuck. We got resources, we got oil, but we want to uncap ours. We want, continue the pipeline. I mean, it's hard to say. It's not hard to say. It's really easy to say. I just like $2 a gallon gas, man. You could bring Trump back just for the gas alone, in my opinion. I'm not really concerned about all these different social issues and things that are going on outside of black people, and we're being ignored right now. So at this point in time, I don't give a fuck about none of the other ones. Can I say that? I just don't. But let me show you this cat, man. Where's this at? Where are we at? Hold on, give me one moment. Oh no, it won't do it. J Speed OG in the building. Yes, sir, we are. Shout out to you and yours as well. I hope y'all are doing well as well, brother. Appreciate you. Let me see if I can't do it like this. I'm going to try to share the video. Let me share a video file like this. Oh, yeah, this may work. Yeah, look at this dude, man. Nope, doesn't support it. Hold on. I'm going to have to do the ghetto way, man. I'm going to have to do the ghetto way because you got to see this guy. Hold on. And we get off of there, man, in case there's some. Look at this dude. This dude got Ukrainian flags all over himself. He got the short shit around the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where they got this guy from, but go back and look at it. It's a black dude. They got this dude draped in Ukrainian flags. Nancy Pelosi has Ukrainian flags on. I don't think that's appropriate, especially since we really haven't done anything but cape like we helping the Ukraine. Don't y'all find that strange? Don't you find that strange? And it's mainly the left. Both the left and the right are, because what this is going to show the animalistic nature of the European. There's not been a world war that didn't involve or start with Europeans. Millions of people have died on this planet because of European beefs. So once again, the world could be exposed to that, and you will understand the true barbarism of the European, i.e. the American. We got to stop caping for the Ukraine. Saw something about a brother from Michigan saying he was going to leave his family and go fight for the Ukraine. They're going to kick your ass when you get over there. And that's the Ukrainians. You might find yourself trying to get saved by some Russians around that for real. It's a bunch of African students, and it was a kid from the Congo, and I just thought this was I just thought this was the best shit ever. This guy, man. The best ever. Let me find him. Here he is. Yo, check this guy from the Congo out, man. Over in the Ukraine. Now, you know, they were kicking African students off of the trains. And I got something to say about that as well. I understand going different places, but why being at the first university in the world was Timbuktu in Africa? Why are Africans going anywhere to go to school? The best universities should be in Africa. That's where all of the resources are. That's where you could actually get all of the real world on the job training is in Africa. I've always wondered that. Why do you have to go anywhere else to get educated? And, you know, if you're somewhere and you're kind of using their resources, I'm side-eyeing a little bit because what happens if the United States is invaded? Are y'all going to bounce too? Y'all going to bounce and go back to wherever? But these kids' governments didn't even help them. They told them they were on their own. I believe that was the Sudan. Told their people they're on their own to get out of the Ukraine. And these people were going to Poland. They were getting turned around. People were getting beat up in Poland. Black people getting beat up in Poland. Black people getting beat up in the Ukraine. These kids can't go anywhere. Getting pulled off of trains. Women getting pulled off of trains. And this one brother, man, I thought this was interesting for him to. I thought this was an interesting interview, to say the least. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this one up.
They even told us, like, we are going to give you guns and you're going to fight for Ukraine. I said, hi. We're going to fight for Ukraine. We are not Ukrainian. We are black. So how can we fight? How can we fight for Ukraine? If we fight for Ukraine, we are going to die first because we are black. When they will say, oh, look at those black people, I think they are from they are from NATO. So we have to kill them first. So how could they think that way? Come on. Ukraine.
Shout out to that brother, man.
Ukrainians tried to get a Congolese man fight for them. He refused.
They even told us,
like, man, shout out to that dude, man. I mean, because he was telling the truth. He's like, man, you going to put my black ass on the front lines and get me killed for a place that's not even letting us get out in the midst of a war and a bombing? I mean, bombing campaigns. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I believe all of that shit's going on over there. I think a lot of that is propaganda coming from the Ukrainians because a lot of the information just isn't adding up. You know, you got Russians that aren't releasing the death toll. You got Ukrainians saying that thousands and thousands of people are dying. Then they show these grainy videos showing that people were blown up in a car as if, you know, the Russians just got $1 million missile that they just want to shoot some old people in the car for. And the video was real grainy, real old looking. So I don't even know if I quite believe that, man. You might have to like try to pull that shit over on somebody else. But be careful. Watch out for the propaganda in this situation because it is heavy and it's deep. It's deep. But another thing happened in the Ukraine as well, speaking of not letting people leave. And I'm not hearing as much as I need to be hearing from my fellow people that's, you know, from the alternative sectors. I'm not hearing what I need to be hearing. And this is one of the other things that kind of makes me think this whole thing is hypocritical for us to even be involved in what these people got going on. You know, if the Ukraine has to protect itself, that's what they're doing. Nobody's doing anything for them. I think Biden wants to give them like $13 billion or something like that. Once again, while telling black people we ain't got no money for reparations. It's over. I mean, it's old, it's stale, and it's tired. It's old, stale, and tired. But I want y'all to look at this story. And then let's pull it all together and see, does this really make sense? See, does this really make sense? Let's share this story. Y'all see that? So it says Ukraine. Now, Ukraine issued an edict that all men had to stay and fight. That was from 18 to 60. Men had to stay and fight. So then you have this situation that comes up. In the Ukraine, it says that transgender women weep as authorities classify them as men who must stay and fight. Now, if you pull this in the USA, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and none of these other black or brown or white left politicians on the left, they wouldn't stand for that. But yet they're standing so hard and caping so hard for Ukraine. But Ukraine's telling, hey, you with the dick, you got to stay and fight. In what has become a controversial move by Ukrainian authorities, transgender women are being denied from leaving the country because their passport indicates they are men and not women. But CNN caping for the Ukraine. Don't y'all find that kind of strange? I mean, I just find that real strange. We got somebody on the line. Yo, 424, we got you in the building.
What's going on? Drop the mic.
Man, what's going on, man? Anyway. OG, man, what's popping, man?
Hey, look, man. Let me break this shit down for you.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Number one, man, we spinning our wheels over here on this news stuff, and they got us all stuck and all believing in something. Russia has this fighting strategy. They've been using this shit ever since World War II. This is how they do it. They surround, they call it a pandering or something like that. They surround the people. Either they give up or they kill them right on the spot. So that's why you ain't seen no movement. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the Ukraine was going to invade the country that had sided with Russia and had separated from them.
Right.
But the Russians made the first move. So over there in that gray spot on the right-hand side of that map, that looks like a river, that's 45,000 Ukrainian soldiers surrounded by Russians. So why would they move in the city? And if they got the soldiers surrounded right there?
Right.
So this is what the Western news is not telling us. They got 45,000 soldiers who were just getting ready to invade another part of their country that separated from them, and they can't do nothing. And so they're trying to say that, it's taking them a long time. Look, go look it up. Russia was able to do in 2 days what we couldn't do in Iraq. They had moved that far into the line of Ukraine.
Right.
But they stopped when they found them because they know where the soldiers was. They had put all their forces and everything in one bag to invade this country, and Russia took a strategy. So that's why you don't see them moving into the cities and stuff like that. Okay. Number two, why is nobody talking about this laboratories that they finding over there in this country that's supported by us? Now,
okay, I haven't heard that. Go ahead.
Yesterday that they had these. United States had to admit yesterday in the Senate hearing that they had biological, all kind of virus and stuff in these laboratories.
I did see that. Yes, I saw that.
The same reason we went. Huh?
I saw that. They were talking about Russia using biological and chemical weapons.
Right? No. This was these laboratories was supported by the Pentagon here. They got the papers. So there ain't no way the United States get away. So they had to admit it and incented it yesterday. But still of them talking about that, they was talking about Russia might use biological chemical weapons. Thinking about it. Now, they was trying to make the first move because they know they had all these laboratories over there.
Right.
With all these different viruses and diseases that they was trying to use for chemical warfare. Now, think about this. We invaded Iraq for having for the same thing.
Right.
Now, listen to this. Now, you go close to another man's border because a lot of us don't remember the Cuban Missile Crisis when Russia wanted to put nuclear bombs over there, or put missiles over there in Cuba. And Kennedy said he would push the button if they did that.
Right.
And you see what they did when they invaded Cuba. You understand?
Right.
So that's what I want people to understand. Now, these are the two things you got to stack on top of each other. This makes a good cake. First thing, you over there nudging the man for the last, ever since 2015. You keep nudging the person. And then you just gangsters over there killing people over there, but they had a hard time beating the fighters from these little small countries that had separated from them. So we think they losing the war when we don't understand the strategy they use. Look, once you surround a person, you ain't got to move into the capital. Why? Because once you get rid of the military, it's over anyway.
That's what you call a siege.
Right. So think about this. Now, we heard that they was giving out 50,000 machine guns, AK-47s or whatever the hell they was giving out to citizens, right?
Right.
This is how they catch us blind. Now, where's them citizens gonna be shooting them guns from? Where they live at. You understand that?
Right.
So if a missile, you shooting at a soldier and a missile hit your damn building, then you gonna cry that you shooting at citizens.
Right.
You killing innocent citizens. Who the hell you gave them goddamn guns to?
Right. Citizens.
You gave it to the citizens. So if citizens start getting killed in buildings that you don't see as far as military branch buildings, it's due to the fact you just gave out 50,000 goddamn guns to citizens.
Right. Which would be essentially what would happen if we were in America. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's why America is kind of safe from never being attacked on the ground, because you catching fire from damn near every house you approach. Every other house at least.
So you know some houses gonna be blown up, right?
Right. People their house gonna get blown up.
You gave all these guns out to people who probably never shot a gun in their life, man. There's gonna be a lot of goddamn people gonna be killed because these people don't know how to handle these guns. They think, you know, it's like the movies. They think you can just hold that trigger on a automatic weapon. No, you get that barrel too hot. You gotta go in spurts.
Right.
They been watching too much damn TV.
Yeah. You can only run so many rounds through that barrel.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't know why we have any faith in our news. CNN, CBS, NBC, Fox, or whatever. These people have been lying to us ever since we've been here. And we have the audacity to be so gullible to sit down and listen to these people lie to us. When that lady just said in the Senate yesterday that they knew about biological, chemical warfare laboratories over there in that country. So what I'm trying to say is, when you understand that we went to war to get rid of that in another country, but then you go put this at this man's doorstep.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they found out that's where the COVID came from. I'm just, I hate to see, let me say the macaroni came from. No,
it's all good.
Allegedly.
It's all good. Look, man, we say what we need to say on here. We say what we need to say on here. I believe in freedom of speech.
Yeah, but I want you to get, that once you use that word, then they want to put that little shit on your goddamn screen and tell you go to the CDC. And that's why I say allegedly, and I said my mistake.
Oh, it's all good, man.
But
it's
anyway,
all good.
So when we start looking at this, Mike, when we start really looking at this, I tell everybody, this is what you need to do. Go to YouTube RT Today. That stands for Russia Today. That's English-speaking journalists. Those are over there who's going to give you both sides of the war. Stop listening to these knuckleheads and a pretty face when she gets up every morning and do the press release. I don't see how we so gullible just from a pretty face and a smile.
Hey, are you talking about Jen Psaki, man?
Just because she's talking.
Jen got the eyelashes popping and everything, man.
Yeah,
she got the fake lashes and everything, man. So I'm like, damn, okay. That press secretary position must be paying pretty good. Oh yeah, get up there and lie.
Yeah, she belonged to the street.
Yeah, get up there and lie.
Yeah, she belonged to the street.
Oh yeah, DC street. You know you gotta move through those. You know you gotta move through those.
This is what it's all about. If y'all think you don't have to believe anything I'm saying, if you understand how Russia fight wars or how the United States fight wars. There's a certain strategies people use. Why would I go to the Washington, D.C., right? Why would I go to Washington, D.C. and try to capture the White House when I got all the soldiers in one spot and I got them surrounded?
Right.
Either they go surrender or they go die at the spot.
Right.
Hell, Washington, D.C., the Capitol is wide open then.
Right. Absolutely. So I got a question for you.
I don't kill all
Have
the
you
thugs.
heard about
Yes,
the white supremacist wings of the Ukrainian military? Now, for those who aren't familiar, I don't know if you heard in there where they said that
Look, these are thugs.
the Ukraine, that Israel is backing Russia. Not necessarily backing them, they're not condemning them, and they're still in business with Russia. And they say that the reason being is because Vladimir Putin is very popular in Israel. But a lot of people, a lot of things get glossed over in history, and the Ukraine was actually responsible for the death of 1.5 million Jews during the Holocaust. And they were disposing
but they
of,
was killing their own people
Yeah,
over there for the last, ever since 2015.
right,
And listen to this.
right,
They are considered thugs. And then they put, as far as the president, they took an actor and made him president, so he's as acting a role out. He got them people all horror and this and that, and then he ain't on front line.
Nah, he's
You
not
know
on
what I
the
mean?
front line.
He ain't on no damn front line.
And
You see him, he put on the damn military T-shirt and all that other bullshit, but he ain't on front line.
Right, I thought that was
Because
was
the
funny.
United States gonna protect him.
Yeah, I thought that was
the United
real
States
funny.
gonna protect. They're gonna fly his ass out of there. But let Russia find them other laboratories. They already got the papers, because anybody can say anything. Russia can do the same thing the United States do. But when they actually have documents that they showing on RT today,
right,
with United States stamp and approve on it, ain't no way you gonna dodge that shit.
Right.
And that's why the whole world is gonna start calling you. China is asking all these other countries that we ain't hearing this type of news. They're asking them to come forward and give all the information.
We got people not even answering the phone
See,
for
man,
the
I
president
don't
when
know
he
why we
calls.
sitting around here.
Did you hear that? Did you
Yeah,
hear
I don't know
that
why we sitting
Saudi
around
Arabia and
Huh?
United Arab Emirates, they didn't even answer the phone when he called?
No, they don't want to have nothing to do with these, because they know exactly what's going on. And another thing is, I can't believe we and supposed to be manosphere and supposed to be keeping our people, especially our men, on top of things, especially if our young boys. We're a banana peel away from World War III. It don't take so. You ever be in, I said this last night. You ever be where you go to a family event and the two uncles start fussing at each other, and you're like, oh yeah, they just uncle, and then all of a sudden escalate into a physical fight.
Right.
And we talking about family.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is, people, even though you might be at war, it only takes a slip up before you know it, you in there.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Say the United States trying to slip some goddamn shit over there. What is Russia gonna say? Well, you say you ain't sending men, but you sending weapons over here, so we have to declare war on you.
Right. And yeah, Joe Biden, man, I won't trust him to slip nothing in. He looked like he about to slip and fall. Honestly, I wouldn't. He doesn't seem like a military genius to me.
Look, but you see all them NATO countries talking about they gonna be sending these people weapons and planes and stuff. Once you do that, you have already entered yourself into war.
All I'm saying is when.
You don't have to have the men over there, but you.
But I'm saying when. They're in the process of getting invaded and taken over now. When are all these planes and weapons coming for?
Yeah, I'm talking about like Poland and all these other countries. We go send planes in, we go send weapons in. Germany supposed to be listen to this. Germany supposed to be sending $50 million worth of damn help. What the hell that's gonna have?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But that
protect that white meat.
And just like what you said, it shows you their nature.
Yes.
It shows you their nature.
Yes. And I want to bring this up as well too, man. I think this is funny. I think we live in a hashtag society, and I think maybe that's actually transcended to allies and wars, because everybody feels like if they can hashtag it and show their moral support, you've somehow done something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So perhaps
Right.
Ukraine is
Right.
the first victim of the hashtag alliances, the hashtag alliances of the West.
Right.
While literally Russia is exporting real goods, exporting fuel, oil, platinum, diamonds, gold. Russia has all types of shit going on, all types of natural resources. I think Russia exports a third of the world's timber from Siberian forests.
Right.
So I mean, they've been getting it in. They've been getting busy, even though only like 110 people own 34% of the whole economy. Talking about a wealth gap, the
Right.
oligarchs. But I just think
Right.
that America's spent too much time stuck worrying about petty social issues, things
Right.
that really shouldn't even be.
Well, let me
We're
ask you a
arguing about whether to call a male or a male or a female or female. You know, we're arguing over stupid shit while these people are really putting in real work.
Just like in our spaces, here we are still talking about when we go get our Johnson wet, and this damn thing could open up like a can of worms. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not even preparing our men and our families over here what could happen. See, it's best to be prepared and never have to use it versus not be prepared and you ain't got it to use.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think that we should have more people talking about this in these spaces, because you can always, talk about sex afterwards when it's all over, said and done.
I mean,
but how are you preparing? We already know if something happened over here, we're going to be the last one that they going to think about. We don't see it in every national disaster we had, that we always be the last one they come in and try to help, even if they try to help. So what I'm saying is, we got to learn how to help ourselves, prepare ourselves, and stop waiting on something to happen. Reactionary.
Yes.
We got to be proactive versus reactionary. Everybody should be, before this thing get out of where they should, go buy as much as water and stuff that they can buy.
Yeah.
And the reason, if you don't never use it, it's going to go up just from the gas prices. I mean, in California,
if gas prices go up anymore, people might not get their flowers from me.
That's what I'm saying. Our gas price has been like $5 for the last 10 years, $4, around in the $5, $4 range in the last 10 years. So I say, welcome to California and America. Now you starting to see exactly what we've been paying for the last 10 years. So ours going to go up to $7 and $8.
Yeah.
So that's just the way we've been rolling out here for the last 10 years.
Right. And that's why I'm talking to the people that, I'm not going to use a derogatory phrase like buried your head in the sand or anything like that, but the people that purposely just didn't engage or watch the State of the Union address, they didn't watch it because they did not want to face the fact that he was not going to do the right thing for us.
He's Joseph.
He's a Cheshire cat with them big ass teeth.
He's real. I think he's a clone. I mean, if you look at his eyes, they were too dark. They always look like he's high. Like he looks more robotic than Trump ever looked to me.
Man, look, I'll be the first to say on here, man. I'll take Trump back. I'll take Trump back right now. I want $2 a gallon gas, man. Like I said, nobody's gonna do anything about the black situation. Black people, our situation is on us. Our situation is on us, like them African students in the Ukraine. They on their own to get out.
Right.
Our situation here is similar.
Hey, you know,
we got to get out on our own.
And the funny thing about it, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The funny thing about this whole thing, why people don't like Trump, they say he was a racist. Then I tell anybody who say that, every damn body we don't have in that White House was a racist, even including Obama. So what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
You look at a man's policy. Our unemployment was down less than 5, and close to the 5 percentile.
Right.
It's never been done like that in the last 50 years.
Right.
But look what was happening when Obama was in, or anybody out there. We shot right back up to the 14%. We shot back up to 27% in places like New York, Detroit. So what I'm trying to say is, if everybody been in there been racist from the beginning, you get as much as you can from a racist, because I mean, Obama had a chance to turn over these laws for the injustice, arrest, and time sentence. The court system was given to people of color and black men and black women.
Right.
Why didn't he overturn that? Why did he have to wait till a racist to get in there to overturn? So that's what I'm saying. These people, we're told who to hate.
I'm gonna say this.
And nobody should have the right to tell you who to hate.
And I've said this before on this platform. The reason I wasn't fucking with Trump was because of what he was doing to my neighbors, the people in the city. I mean, not necessarily my neighbors. Most of my neighborhood cool. You know, we Africans and Italians and Hispanics and shit over here. But he was putting the batteries in the backs of too many of these different extremist groups.
Yes.
I couldn't ignore that fact. I couldn't ignore that fact. And a lot of people could, and I understand why. But I really couldn't ignore that fact. That, you know, all of these, I think, hell, the KKK made a resurgence when Trump was in office.
Most certainly.
And that's nothing that we need to be facing or trying to, you know, we don't need to be breathing life into that type of rhetoric or that type of behavior anymore in America. It's not going to go the same way it went before.
But did he drop a bomb on Africa?
No, he didn't.
Biden did. He's dropping bombs over there now.
Right. Obama killed
He's dropping
Gaddafi.
bombs over there in Somalia now. This is what I'm talking about. We go by. Obama dropped bombs over there in Africa. As a matter of fact, he went over there and killed Gaddafi. You got to understand what we be seeing. Something like, I don't give a damn what a racist say, as long as they ain't doing nothing to get me killed. But when you actually dropping bombs, they don't have nobody's name on it.
Right.
It kills women, kids, innocent people, everything. It's just like a damn bullet shot in a neighborhood. You just shoot up the neighborhood. They don't have nobody's name on it. But a bomb is more deadly. So here we are looking at the Ukraine, and they dropping bombs over there in Somalia.
Right. And Somalia is over here talking shit about black people from America. So, you know, I don't know. It's weird.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. This too.
So every time there's a news flash one way, you just back up from that story and start looking in the other area, and you'll find out what they're really doing.
Man, Putin said some shit about how they did Gaddafi as well. And he brought up a good point about how Gaddafi didn't even have a trial. They just let them folks kill that man in the streets.
They executed him, man.
In the streets. And this was supposed to be
in the street. And then you never seen death on TV until Hussein and Gaddafi. And it's supposed to be against the Geneva Convention to show people a head of a state executed in his dead body.
Yeah.
But we have double standards, man.
I say this, man. The first time I saw a head of a state get executed was what was his name? Ceausescu in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
When they came and got him and his wife. I remember that. That was in the 80s, I guess, maybe late 80s, early 90s when they got Ceausescu, man, and they executed him and his wife, and she was like in this like fly ass mink coat. I did see that at a very young age. But I didn't particularly like the way they dealt with Saddam Hussein either.
President, I heard that the Haitian president was getting ready to expose the Clinton for all the billions of dollars they stole when they had for the earthquake. That's why he was executed.
And then they had some English-speaking Spanish dudes break in and kill him. Yeah, from the Dominican Republic or some shit like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, they know how to do what they do, man. But it's the same playbook. We just don't learn because we don't understand history, and we want to feel like we live in a free society and everything is over. People don't judge you for your color. No, they judge you for your resources, and the best resources is pretty much places that people of color live and African people live, because we don't live in cold climates. Ain't shit in cold climates. for ice.
Right.
So they had to go to the sun belt or the equator and get all these resources. So yeah, it might not be the color, but it just happened to be the color people who are on this land is so produce everything that the world needs that they don't give a damn who they kill. Hell, they don't give a damn if they kill their mother and father, much less, hell, you know how they do it over here.
Right.
Hell, they kill their mother and father, get that insurance money. Come on, man. We know what we're dealing with.
Right.
But let me get out of here, man. I'll take up your time
Hey,
too
man.
much, man.
Oh,
I just wanted to drop that in.
Man, OG, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming in and dropping that knowledge. I'm about to pull this up. I hope you stay with us and at least listen. But I want to pull up some comments about
I'm
Vladimir
in the
Putin.
clouds with you. I'm in the clouds with you.
All right, word, man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Have a good one. Peace and love, and always strive for the truth.
All right, same to you, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We have OG in the building. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna show this before I get up out of here. But I want y'all to hear this. And you know, this is Vladimir Putin. This is by no means a pro-Putin channel, so don't take it the wrong way. That was a while ago, and I don't know if you got a chance to read that. But basically, what he was saying was the same thing that Elijah Muhammad's been trying to tell black folks, or was trying to tell black folks back in the day, is do for self. Create your own. Fuel yourself. Have your own fuel. Be able to finance yourself. Be able to fight for yourself. Be able to feed yourself. These are the 4 F's of being a complete people. Now, in the midst of this attack, and that's what I do feel that the State of the Union let us know, that was a declaration of war on black people, in my opinion. They let you know exactly where they stand. And we watched the death of a politician with Kamala Harris's political future going down the drain. If any of you vote for Kamala Harris, you the biggest damn fool God blew breath into. I'll say that. If you vote for Joe Biden again, you the biggest damn fool God ever blew breath into. And you know, that's that. Like that. Exactly. Look, I'm gonna cut this one short tonight. I'm just getting back in the swing of things. Like I said, I've been kicking it, partying for my birthday. And I'm gonna keep partying for about another couple days. But I'll see y'all next week. I'll see y'all next week, and we're gonna be talking about more stuff. I hope we don't have all these crazy stories, man. But you just really never know. Anything can happen any day. Anything can happen any day. But this is your boy Big Mike, man, signing off. I appreciate y'all for joining the Big Mike drop this evening. And once again, for the people that dropped and showed me love on my birthday, man, I really appreciate it. And I'll give y'all a hand. I bow to you, man. Like I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I'm really humbled by the different messages I get of people continuing to tell me to continue to do this. It's real shit, man. Got some real people out here, and I want to keep bringing you the real content. Hopefully, Ronnie will be back next week, man, and we can go ahead and get back to the cutting up. No telling what's going to be going on. But once again, it's your boy Big Mike signing off. Salute to you. We'll see you next go round. Peace.